Underlying energy is the Three of Pentacles, y'all. Gee whiz. So, start with the headspace. All right, safe for you to love, but let's be honest, right? I think somebody's definitely seeing this situation very friendly. Very friendly. Like I think that how you guys interact with each other, the mindset regarding the both of you is very platonic. For some of you guys, it's very platonic. Some of you guys feel like there is this lighthearted, fun energy. You guys really enjoy the company that you guys have together, or at least you enjoy the other person, or the other person enjoys you the most. Um, I think this person. I think this. Typically, how I read this is to you guys. This is you. This is how I read the clients. Read for client readings rather. Um, but this is a YouTube reading, so go ahead and feel free to read any way that you feel comfortable, or excuse me, not read any way you feel comfortable, but to pick the side that resonates with you the most. This other person sees you as a friend, very loving, very open, or maybe this person's has a good time with you, really connects with you, really hits you guys really hit it off, lighthearted energy, and that's great, right? If not friendship, then it's something like having a good time if it's dating of some sort, right? I do see that the Three of Pentacles is coming up in this, so I do get the feeling that there is kind of like this what if situation, planning for the future, things like that with a group. But I feel like this is more of like seeing if there's a future all in all, most of all, because how it's kind of being presented from the other person's side here, it looks like this person is very in a very platonic state of mind. Or not really looking for seriousness, quite certainly. Well, maybe they are because of the Hierophant here and the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, rather. But I feel like this is kind of like a connection. They're kind of just connecting with people, and it feels good to connect. Not necessarily to be in a solid relationship, looking to kind of commit per se, because I think that's maybe where it will lead eventually. But I think this is like, how do we get along? How do we work together? The teamwork, the dynamic between the both of you. But I feel like if this is you guys or this is the other person, somebody here is not interested in just friends. I think somebody's looking for the relationship to kind of kick off. Somebody's ready to start a new beginning in regards to love. And I feel like they're kind of there, this person has a lot of friends, this person is, connected with a lot of people. They just kind of feel they've already had this kind of Three of Cups energy, and they want to move on. They want to continue, they just want to keep moving on. But I think this person also feels very stuck. They don't really know what they want, so that kind of hinders or hurts them regarding moving forward, moving on, because they don't necessarily know what they want either. And I think it kind of gives them a bit of an excuse to continue to settle or continue to just kind of stay put, because they don't know what they want. They don't know what to go for. But the thing is that this person's taking time out to figure that out. I think this person's really trying to figure out what they want. They're not choosing to stay stuck, right? It's giving them permission to stay in their comfort zone though, but it's not because this is not them like, oh, I'm just choosing to be stuck because I'm not, nothing makes me happy. None of that. I think they're just like, they know they've been there, they've done that, but they want something new, they want something fresh, but they don't know what that new start is, right? They don't know what they want to feel other than just excitement, something new, something brand new. And I think that ultimately it's not the fact that they don't know what they want. I think the situation, the opportunity is there with them. The challenge is a Wands. They just need to do it. And I think that's the problem. If this person's in their comfort zone, they're kind of like reserved, they're away from people. If this is you, then you guys are really separate from people. You guys are taking your own time, doing your own soul searching. But the situation is this with the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to some sort of comfort zone. And the Hermit there coming up like that, to me, is really interesting because the Hermit really talks about, distancing yourself, separating yourself from the world, finding the answers within you. And I feel like the answers within is within yourself, or is within this individual, to make the steps outside of their comfort zone, to have that new beginning, to have that excitement, to experience something new. But I think it's the whole like, well, everything's going to be the same anyway kind of attitude. And that kind of attitude there it can cause a bit of a bit of an apathetic kind of approach to life. And I think this brewing apathy over here. But I don't think this person truly believes that, because of the Hermit and the Four of Cups in their mind space, so how they see the relationship. I think this person does not want a relationship or doesn't want a friendship. I think they want more. If this is you, Taurus, this is you. You want more than just a friendship or platonic, connection. You want more than that. You want something deeper, or you want a new beginning that has the potential to lead in love. But again, I think it has a lot to do with with what you want to feel and taking action, because the Ace of Wands is the thing that's the challenge that you both face, which is taking action. Because it's not just you, Taurus, or the other person that's kind of distant. This person here is the Queen of Cups. They're not taking action either. It's very similar. You're doing soul searching and, retracting from the world. You're within yourself at this moment. This person here is like, I have a cup. I'm ready for for this person to come and take it. But it's like, who is this person? This person is very loving. I think they're very nurturing. They're very sweet. Um, I think they wear their heart on their sleeves. They're very emotional. They're very transparent regarding their emotions. Like, they will react and feel and all those things. And I think they even be open with you regarding that. But they're not actively going out of their way to make their love interest, or to meet their love interest, to interact with their love interest. This person's very dormant, and the way that they're very passive, not passive aggressive, just like they're very yin energy. They're not yang, like this is talking about here. And I feel like that's why the both of you guys are just, that's why the both of you guys are being asked to take action, not just either one of you. Because the the action situation has to do with both. Because somebody's going within themselves because they're sticking within a comfort zone. The other person is just happy with their basic routines that needs to change because it does need to change. The Hierophant is the fifth card of the Major Arcana. It's not going to last very long unless, they create a new religion, they create a new, pattern, routine. They change what they commit to. They change their boundaries. But I feel like this person is very like, oh, we're having a good time. Happiness will come when it comes. But I feel like this person is in their own box in a way. Like, this person is in their own box with that Hierophant there. I'm going to clarify that, to be honest. Why is the Hierophant there for the person or Taurus? Why is the Hierophant there in the spiritual plane? Why is that there? Why? Because of the Sun. Potential for happiness, clarity in a situation. Can be exposure as well, but the Hierophant talks about commitment, religion, organization, status quo, conformity, and I think it's very clear that they. I don't know if they're in an open relationship or something like that. Like, if everybody knows that they're in a relationship. I feel like this person's crazy. I'm just kidding. But no, the situation is this, right? Like, they're kind of doing their own thing. They're kind of doing the similar thing with the Four of Pentacles, in my opinion. Because they're not going outside their comfort zone to do other things. They know their path to happiness. Obviously, that's why the Sun is coming up there. But it's the action needed to take that. There's no action taken. Right? They're just like, okay, well, this is what I'm used to. This is what my life has been like for a while. I'm not going to change it. And that's literally what's going on. This person is not really changing their own status quo, their own little religion. They're not doing anything differently. And they know what to do to make that happen. It's just like this person is kind of content and good with it. They're not upset or anything. Now, this person could be. Like I said, this person is very emotionally oriented. They wear their heart on their sleeve. But I kind of get this feeling that this person isn't necessarily looking for anything more than what they've got. But that's the thing. It's the Queen of Cups could be that they're very emotional, they're very unhappy because the Sun is coming up there. But I think they're good. I think the person is good. It's just weird. It's like, my thing is like, why is the advice, why is the challenge doing something? Maybe it's to move beyond the friendship, because the action is, the situation, the thing that brings you both together has to do with taking action together. I think they're just comfortable knowing the truth and not going for it because it makes them uncomfortable. Like, knowing what makes them happy is out there, but they're not really going to take that step because they're too sensitive, right? Or they haven't felt that feeling yet. Or the person that they have this cup for hasn't necessarily taken it. But what brings you two together is the Page of Wands. So a small act, some small message or something like that. Something action oriented, perhaps. Something that was that motivated, it was very motivating. It got a little bit of passion going, a little spark. But now it's about the real thing, making it happen, connecting with each other, or taking action and starting a new beginning. You guys are brought together to start something new. And I feel like one person definitely knows what they want. They definitely have an idea what they want. Do they have it, though? That begs the question. That's the biggest question. And I feel like maybe this person believes that they kind of have to do this on their own. But I don't... It's like this person just... I don't think this person is completely like dissing the whole idea of being in a relationship or starting something new with someone. It's still just kind of a whole I'm good with my friends sort of energy. Or they see you as a friend, or you see them as a friend. And I feel like there may be something that there's some sort of connection, a spiritual connection that's bringing you guys closer, but it's almost like this person is like super comfortable with where they are. Let's see what the wisdom of the oracle say. Milk and honey, the taste of prosperity, and that is what that sun and the Hierophant look like. Taste of prosperity is right sitting there. Because everybody has like a little bit of something that they want, a little something, right? To kind of give them the I guess the confirmation that that is what they're looking for emotionally. And I feel like with milk and honey, when it comes up, it's like you have had a moment in time where you felt that happiness, or you felt what you've been wanting to feel, but it was only like a little small sample. The rest of the way is up to you to make happen, right? That's why the Ace of Wands is the challenge, right? For the both of you. Taking action, going after that happiness. And I feel like it takes more than just knowing what you want. It definitely requires there to be action taken. And I feel like if this person is trying to figure out what they want, then they're doing so, and when they're ready. But I feel like this is more of like they're kind of holding on to what makes them feel safe, holding on to the comfort zones. They're staying within their comfort zone. They don't want to break free. And it's because they may have had that happiness, but it's like, what is it? Why, what is worth? What is this? Why is this worth leaving my safety zone? But I feel like the reason why it's worth it is because ultimately this person is not necessarily happy. They're not happy. They're really drained. And this person here, surrounded by friends, surrounded by people that are like-minded, but they have a specific cup. They know what they want. They have a specific thing that they're looking for, but they have a path to happiness, but they're staking within some sort of boundary, some sort of commitment that may have to change, right? This whole dynamic of how they've been has to change. Where they're passive, they may have to be more active, if that makes sense. It's very interesting, and the milk and honey is like bang on with this. This is like, what makes you happy. Are you willing to take the effort, or willing to to go out there and do it? think it has to do with safety. But each person has to understand that they're safe at all times. Spirit always has them. But it's always, yeah, it's a risk because your emotions are going to be out there. But I feel like the path ahead can be promising if action is taken. Obviously, that's the challenge, right?